opinions expressed in the following program are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of the station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.
Oh, we're on. We're going to work.
Hey.
Hi, welcome to The Huddle. We've been reading The Huddle magazine. It's tremendous. Great story on Andrew Harris. Good stories on Chad Nellis.
Good poster, too.
The great poster on Andrew Harris. It's an outstanding issue. Pick it up wherever you can. The brand new Huddle magazine is out and on the streets. Well, this is the Huddle TV show.
Exactly.
Scott Taylor and John Mackey, and we have a busy day for you today. We have Roxana Cox from Canada's national women's football team, from the Fearless, from Team Manitoba.
Going out to Finland.
Going to Finland. One of the great young athletes in our province. Dave Donaldson's coming in to do a segment of What the Ref. We're going to talk about concussions and the new rules in the National Football League.
Easy. He's going to touch base with the rule of leading with the crown of your head after the line of scrimmage as a ball carrier. I think this plays into the way that the officials are trying to incorporate certain rules in order to keep the game safe.
Yeah, and do what they can to keep the game safe.
Exactly, and having coaches teaching the proper ways of carrying the football, not only that, but chest play tackling. There's all different ways that we have to perform these type of drills and have these kids tackle properly in order to make the game safe. And that starts with the rules always.
And then our producer, editor, director, Rebecca Horan, has taken the best of our Huddle launch from Buck and Danny's, from Danny's Barbecue and Smokehouse and Buck Sports Lounge. The Huddle launch was last week. It was great fun.
It was.
Tremendous time. And we did the live show from Buck and Danny's.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It was good to see all the football community come out. We had different portions of little kids, you know, and the Terminators all the way up. We had some midget guys, high school guys. It was great.
And the CFL stars, too.
Absolutely.
Andrew was there. He was tremendous, wasn't he?
Yeah, sure
Eddie Steele was great, and Don, and all the Bombers who came out. Thanks to Buck and Danny for our official launch last week of the Huddle magazine. And it was great fun, and we're going to feature a couple of the segments from that show. Also, we would be remiss if we didn't send out our sympathies to the Lancaster family. Ron Lancaster Jr., former head coach of the University of Manitoba Bisons, passed this past week, and all of our sympathies from John and I and everybody here at the Huddle to the Lancaster family. When we come back, we're going to talk to Roxana Cox, and we'll do that right after this. This is the Huddle, community created on Shaw TV.
Hi, I'm Carl Volney, running back for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. You're watching The Huddle on Shaw TV.
It's The Huddle, Scott Taylor, and my special guest is Roxana Cox, the quarterback of the Fearless, but also a wide receiver for Canada's national women's team. It's great to be a good athlete, isn't it? Because then you can move around and play wherever you want to.
It is fun to be athletic, yes.
Yeah, okay, so let's go back into your history, Roxana, because I knew you a dozen years ago in a different life, back as a volleyball player. Tell us about your volleyball background, where you played and where you ended up, and the fact you're still playing senior ball today.
Yeah, well, a dozen years ago, so now you probably know my age.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I told you that doesn't matter. I went to River East Collegiate, and I played volleyball there from grade 10 to 12, and we had very successful teams. Every team I played on every year, we won the provincial championship. And from there, I played on the Canada Summer Games team in 2001, aging myself again. That was
fun, huh?
Yeah, in London, Ontario. Yeah. And that was a lot of fun.
For somebody who said they don't worry about it, you tend to worry about it.
What do you mean?
Aging yourself. You haven't aged yourself at all.
And then after I played at the Canada Summer Games, that was the year after I graduated, I played with the University of Manitoba for Ken Bentley.
And those were good teams? Those
were good teams. Our first year, I actually redshirted my first year. And our first year, we won the national championships. That was in Laval in 2001, 2002. Lots of fun. Still keep in touch with a lot of those girls, and they're still really good friends. And yeah, still playing some senior women's volleyball.
So volleyball's still part of your life, but somewhere along the line, you got coaxed into playing football. Tell us that story.
Yes. Well, actually, about 8 years ago, I started playing touch football. And even before that, I always loved throwing around the ball, playing on the beach, playing in the park. And so I've been playing touch for 8 years. And one girl that I was playing touch with is Melanie Asen.
We've had on the show.
Yeah, she's been on the show. She was in the Huddle magazine. She texted me about pretty much exactly a year ago. And she said, you probably think I'm going through a midlife crisis here, but I've decided to play tackle football. And she's like, I totally think you should come out. I think you should be our quarterback, actually. You'd have so much fun.
Now, for those who don't know Melanie, she's 4'10",
95 pounds.
95
not
pounds.
Even an exaggeration.
No,
like she
no.
has not broken 100 pounds. Yeah. So, and I'm thinking, well, she can play tackle football. Gosh darn it, I can play tackle football. And actually, a couple weeks before that, I sat down with my best friend, and we were making like a little bucket list. And on that bucket list, I put, I want to wear football pads and hit somebody.
And that's all you wanted to do. It wasn't necessarily play, just wear the pads and hit somebody.
Wear the pads and hit somebody. And then so I get this text, and I'm saying, well, obviously I'm going to come out to practice and see what this is about. So that's kind of how I got into tackle football.
Well, yeah, but it was interesting when you went early to tackle football, because you went having been a touch player and a volleyball player, good athlete, but you show up at practice, and it didn't take them very long to suddenly say, she's our quarterback.
Yeah, so I went to practice.
You don't even know the names of the positions yet.
That's right. A year ago, at this point, I didn't know what a linebacker was. I didn't know what a tackle or a guard were. I had no idea. Like, I'd go watch the Bombers, and it'd be fun, but I didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah,
no,
right.
no. I didn't even understand the concept of special teams. Like, really, I had no idea. So, yeah, I went to the first practice, played receiver, because that's what I thought I would play. I'd play lots of touch. I had good hands. I'll go and play receiver. So I had tons of fun. And afterwards, Tanis, the GM, came up to me, and she's like, yeah, you liked it, you had fun. Yeah, I loved it. I'll be back again for sure. Second practice I went, they didn't convince me to play quarterback yet. Second practice, they said, you're going to take some running back reps. And I said, that's the person that runs with the ball, right? Okay. Yeah, okay. So did that for one practice. Third practice, went back. And the quarterback coach comes to me, and he says, I think we're going to have you play quarterback, if that's okay. And I said, sure, I'll do whatever you guys want me to do. Obviously, you're the coach. I'll do what you want me to do. And so then I was quarterback from there on out. So
you quarterbacked the team last year?
Yes.
And so you show up, now you go from playing a year ago for the first time, not knowing the names of the positions necessarily, to being invited to try out for Canada's national team. You've already made Team Manitoba, gone to the Nationals in Montreal, and from there you get invited to try out for the national team that's going to go to Finland for the World Championships, and you show up as a quarterback, and what happens?
I went to the tryout as a quarterback because that's what I had been picked to go as, and I really wanted to try out as a receiver, but they picked me and said online, you are going as a quarterback. Well, okay. So, we do the warm-up, we do our testing, and that goes fine, but then we start doing some quarterback drills. And remember, I've only been quarterback for
5 games.
Yeah, 5 games, and then a couple games in Montreal. Like.
and the women playing quarterback for Saskatoon and Regina are pretty good quarterbacks.
They're very good quarterbacks. Super athletes, both of them. And they haven't been playing the game super long either, but longer than I have, a few years. Yeah. And me, 5 games. So first drill we start doing was we're throwing on the run. And I don't even know if I had ever practiced that before. What did I practice? Take a shotgun snap, hand it off. Take a shotgun snap, make a quick read, a quick pass. Take a shotgun snap, get sacked. Like that was my experience so far, really. So throwing on the run, and I throw to the quarterback coach. The first throw goes at his feet, into the dirt, and I'm just feeling really nervous and whatnot. But eventually came together, and things got a little bit better and whatnot. But when there came chance to take some reps at receiver position, I was in that line right away.
So they offered you that?
Yes, yeah. The receiver coach talked to me because I put down my second position as a receiver, and he said, well, make sure you get some reps in there. And by the end of the camp, I wasn't taking any quarterback reps, and I was just playing receiver and having so much fun doing that.
And now you're on the national team going to Finland for the World Championships.
Yes, somehow that happened.
How are you going to get into the teaching job for that? Or you're out of school by the end of June, right?
Yeah, I might have to take the last week off. I'll have to get that approved still.
Better not tell anybody. We got to have you back. You were great. We got to talk more about women's football in Manitoba. It's great that you made the national team. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're 6 minutes into an interview, and it feels like about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So you're great. You must be a school teacher.
Oh, I am, yes.
Roxana Cox, school teacher at Chief Peguis, right?
Yes, that's right.
And now receiver on Canada's national team and quarterback for the Fearless, and a great football player and a great athlete. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me here.
We'll be back. We got lots going on today. It's a busy show. This is The Huddle, community created on Shaw TV.
Hi, this is Leon Santorini from Team Manitoba, and you're watching The Huddle on Shaw TV.
Welcome back to The Huddle, and we're at Danny and Buck's, Danny's Barbecue and Smokehouse and Buck's Sports Lounge. It's on Ellis Avenue in Winnipeg. If you don't know it, it's the old Grapes Leon's. Great place. The food is absolutely tremendous, and so are our guests. Tonight we have Mason Bennett, a guy I just met today, and I read his little feature with Explode Football in the new edition of the Huddle magazine. And I expected a semi-tall, skinny kid, about 6 feet, maybe 190. And I get a kid who's 6'3", 205. They grow pretty quickly. I'm looking at his mom, and I know that they grow a lot faster than everyone expects. Mason, congratulations on a great season. I am not going to bring up the way it ended, but I would like to talk about the way the thing went through the regular season. You guys were undefeated. It was a pretty nice run. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was a good year. You know, we tried our best all year. We won every game, but you know, at the end we came up a little short. Did you like playing for this team? Loved it. Now, how long have you played football? I played football for 8 years. Where'd you start? Fort Lions. Why? My dad played football when he was in university, and I just had the motivation to follow his footsteps. So did you watch it on TV? Did you go to Bomber games? What was the reason to say to your parents, take me and register me and let's go? Well, I watched lots of Bomber games, you know, I watched my dad play in college, and just seemed like a fun time. Now, you're 16 now? 15? 15. Will you be 16 when school starts? I'll be 16 November. So in this year, you'll be 16, but you're a late birthday. Yeah. So you're still a pretty young guy. Now, what are you doing for the summer? What are you doing to train to get ready for the next season? Well, I train at Explode 4 times a week, and I'll also be going to China for the U18 this weekend, and upcoming summer and playing the Canada Cup, hopefully. Now, you, if anybody, looks like a defensive end. Yeah. You play the stand-up position. Yeah. And you chase quarterbacks. Yes. Is that about the most fun a kid can have? So fun, love it. I was going to ask you, what is it about football? What is it about football that you like? Big hits, the rush and make a big hit and everything about it, touchdowns, everything. So what are your plans past this season? I'm hoping to win top defensive player again in the league. Yeah, you won that last year? Yeah, for AAA this year. And just be the best player I can be, the best teammate. Now, when I talk about in the future, I'm talking about future. How far do you want to take this? I'll play college football after high school and hopefully make it to the pros one day. Well, everybody says you will. Mason Bennett, thank you very much. From the Vincent Massey Trojans, Mason Bennett. When we come back, we got lots more live from Danny and Bucks. This is The Huddle, community created on Shaw TV.
Hi, I'm Keto Polo from the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and you're watching The Huddle on Shaw TV.
We're back. What the ref? Great magazine, huh?
It's an awesome magazine.
Great magazine.
What do you get a segment
tremendous.
in there,
Andrew Harris on the cover. Great stuff. I am back with Dave Donaldson, and this is What the Ref. And I want to you know what? It's funny today. I don't want to talk to you about anything going on in the CFL or in Canadian amateur football. Sure. But I want to talk to you about a rule change in the NFL and how it relates to playing football wherever you play football. Sure. Now, the National Football League agreed to some rule changes, and I think the most important one in terms of player safety was this rule that once you get past the line of scrimmage, you can no longer lead with your head as a running back. You can't use your helmet as a weapon. Right. I think it's the right thing to do. Football players will tell me that it's the wrong thing to do. You played 10 years in the pros. Can you do it?
You know, when we're talking safety for players, and again, I played, right?
You had a concussion once.
I've had a few concussions that weren't addressed. And, you know, I had the symptoms, and we can talk about that after. But to answer your question, anytime a player goes down, right, in my opinion, right, just my opinion, and is going to lead like so to actually ward off
with
tacklers.
The neck and helmet.
Yeah. You know, I was watching a game last year, a CFL game and an NFL game. I remember getting off my couch and saying to myself, we have to call that. Why aren't we calling that, right? Just because I felt it wasn't safe, right? For both, the guy that was being the battering ram and the guy getting run over. I just felt it wasn't safe.
Well, the National Football League has determined, based on a number of lawsuits and a list of lawsuits that go on and on, right. That head injuries have become a serious epidemic in their sport, and that they've affected older football players, and players have probably died prematurely because of not one concussion, but a series of 10 or 12 concussions. And often, as you know, you didn't even know you had a concussion.
No, you know, if we could digress, there's one game in Toronto, my last year playing football. I went down on special teams, and the little D-back from Winnipeg who was on return clipped me. I forget his name. He used to have gold teeth. I remember the hit. I dropped. I don't remember getting dropped, but I watched the film after, and everybody was laughing. It looked like I got shot. But the next day I went to practice, and I felt nausea. I felt dizziness. I felt all the symptoms, and they weren't addressed.
Because as a special teams player and not always a starting defensive back, you had a job to protect.
Well, absolutely. You know, at the end of my career, I wasn't a starter. In my 10th year, I was on special teams. And that's a lot of banging, a lot of collisions. But anywhere on the field, you get that kind of an injury, that needs to be addressed. And that's why we have this now, right? We have the new concussion awareness that's all over Canada. It's national, right? Be smart. When in doubt, sit them out. Right? And I think it's important because there's signs and symptoms, as we can see right here. We got concussions, loss of consciousness, headaches, dizziness, nausea, vomiting. I felt some of these, and they weren't addressed. Now we can manage them, right? And the players should not be allowed to return to play or practice. So I went right back to practice. I mean,
right? Yeah, you didn't waste any time at all. You can look that up on the internet. It's the studies there. Right. It's all there to make sure you stay safe. Dave, thanks for coming, and thanks for not talking about rules today. I think this concussion issue is way too important, especially coming from the referees and a guy who played 10 years in the league.
Are we finished? There's more.
We're done today. We'll be back next time.
Okay, great.
What the Ref is a very, very short segment.
Great.
It's the Huddle. What the Ref with Dave Donaldson. We're community created on Shaw TV. We'll be back after this.
What you want?
Excuse me, ma'am. Would you like to have my seat?
R-E-S-P-C-T. Find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-C-T.
A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Welcome back to the Huddle. I am surrounded by linebackers. I am live at Danny and Bucks, or is it Danny's and Bucks? I should know that, but anyway, it's Danny's Smokehouse and Barbecue, or Barbecue and Smokehouse, and it's Bucks Sports Lounge, and we are in the Smokehouse and Barbecue area, and I have Donovan and Andrew Gregoire from the Winnipeg Rifles, and they are linebackers. Now, Andrew's the oldest, so we're going to pass the mic to Andrew first. Grandpa, who is in his 5th year with the Rifles, gets to start. Hey, it's been a long trek for you. Good seasons, not so good seasons. What do you expect from this one?
Personally or team-wise?
Team-wise, the whole shebang.
Team-wise, we're going to be a young team again. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, we got to work harder than everybody else. Stay fundamental, stay basic, but at the same time, play fast and physical. Personally, I know what I'm going to do in the off-season, what I've been doing in the off-season, so we're just going to move forward with that and continue to work hard.
We talked a little bit earlier, just off camera, the day you started to play football. Now, the first day you went to register for football was not the first day you played, but it was a difficult day for your mom. Yeah. Tell us about it.
She was very against us playing football from the start. I believe her exact comment was, if you two, Donovan and I, are going to play football, she's going to spend her summers at the lake.
So she wasn't going to drop?
No, not at all.
And now when you go to the park, you can hear her.
Yeah, without a doubt.
She's a great footballer.
Oh, very much so.
And loves her boys, and I'm glad they're wearing the green of the Winnipeg Rifles.
Yeah, that's very evident.
Great for playing at home. The decision to play junior football is a decision you don't make lightly because it's a step above your last year of midget. You were a transfer national.
Yep.
Why did you make the decision, and how have you enjoyed your career with the Rifles?
Well, with me, the biggest thing was coming right out of high school. I wasn't going to university, so obviously never rolled out for university ball. I decided to jump right into the working field. And then with the Rifles, just based on the work opportunity I had here in Winnipeg, it was the place to go. Obviously, the Rifles are the junior organization here, and it's the highest level of football I can play, being junior to university age. So that's how that worked out.
Now it's Donovan's turn. Why did you play football? Why didn't you go and play baseball or hockey or something?
Well, funny you say that. Gosh, probably about 7 or 8 to 10, 7 to 10. We were playing baseball, and then we switched over to football. I started around 7, so I started when I was a wee little Terminator. But you know, you just get used to watching it on TV, falling in love with the game, and I think that's the main thing.
What is it you like most about the game? After what is now a pretty long career, maybe 20 now?
No, I'm 18.
18? And,
Yeah.
and you're going into your 3rd year?
Yeah.
And just 18?
Yeah.
So what has it been that's driven you the most for the last 11 years?
I think it's just the love of the game and, you know, just the competition that's just buried inside of me. I get it from my mom, so.
Still think it's funny that you didn't want you.
Oh yeah, no, it's crazy.
Tell us a little bit about your background, how you went through minor football and how you got to the Rifles.
Well, I started when I was about 7 years old in Terminator, went all the way up to first year midget with Transcontinental Nationals. Went to the St. Vital Mustangs for 1 year, and then I went my last year midget, went straight into the Winnipeg Rifles program, and I was a starting will linebacker by week 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Started right away?
Yeah.
Now, you play a position there that is not for the faint of heart. Your job is to go through linemen, chase down quarterbacks, beat up on fullbacks, and get to the prize. And it also takes a different kind of mentality. How do you prepare for a game?
You know, I think it's just kind of all mental. You know, you just gotta focus on what your job is at task and go from there. Take one play each at a time. And
what do you expect this season?
I expect this team to be a growing together, like gelling team.
Well, you won your last game last year. That has to give you a little bit of confidence.
Yeah. I mean, before that it was tough going, but I mean, we stuck together till the end and came in with a W with the new head coach, Mr. Carhut. From what we've seen so far, it's been fun.
He's been around.
Oh, he has.
He knows what it takes.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. You guys are going to have a great time. Donovan and Andrew Gregoire from the Winnipeg Rifles, 2-star linebackers. Guys, have a great season.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot for coming on. This is The Huddle. Welcome back. We'll have lots more from Danny's Barbecue and Smokehouse and Buck Sports Lounge here on The Huddle. Community created on Shaw TV.
Hi, I'm Andrew Harris of the BC Lions. You're watching The Huddle, community created on Shaw TV.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to The Huddle. We are at Danny and Buck's. It's Danny's Barbecue and Smokehouse and Buck's Sports Lounge. We got it figured out. And one of Buck's teammates is taking care of him tonight, buying the Huddle burger, brought his family. It's not every day I get to talk to a long snap, but in Winnipeg, we've had one for 10 years. Has anybody else in the media ever had a long conversation with you? By the way, this is Chris Svetkovic, the King of Serbia.
They've had long conversations with me about other players, not about myself. They don't interview.
Why is that?
I play 15 plays a game more than you. That's about it.
But it is a job that has given you longevity in this league, and on more than one occasion it's been proven here in Winnipeg that when the long snappers hurt, the Bombers have trouble.
Yeah, I mean, you're consistently invisible, but as long as you're not complacent, you work hard, and you can still, you can do it for a long time.
Tell us about your background, where you started playing, why you started playing, and how you got to where you are today.
I played soccer when I was 10 or 11 years old, and I kept hitting kids, so my mom put me in football, and I went on, played high school football.
Where was home for you originally?
Burlington, Ontario. Then I went to Concordia in Montreal, where I played receiver with Corey Watson's uncle.
No kidding.
Yeah, and the dinosaur.
You know you've been around a long time.
Oh yeah, well even look at that. I played my first season in the CFL against Bob Cameron, and now I'm going to be playing with his son.
So anyway, so you went to Concordia.
Yep, played receiver, and I was third string long snapper. I sent out some highlight tapes, and my highlight tapes that I sent out had actual footage of our starting long snapper because it was way better. And Saskatchewan brought me in on that, and they said they wanted to make me a fullback and long snapper. I was like, well, I don't know much about fullback, so I worked on long snapping all offseason. 12 years later, living a lie, living a dream.
Well, you are living the dream, and you're still playing for the Blue Bombers, and it's been 10 seasons.
10 seasons, 6 head coaches, and 8 special teams coaches.
And it's still home.
This is my home now.
Now, why did you decide to stay here? What was your reason?
Like most guys that are from out of town, I moved here for a woman, a Winnipeg woman, and you know what? Now it's my home. I'm embedded in the community. I do a lot of community work here. I started my own charity here, and obviously my kids are here.
And that's one of the most important things.
Oh, absolutely. They're my heroes. They're my Thundercats. So.
And they're 5 and 4.
Yeah, it's their world. I just live in it.
And they're getting at the ice cream right now.
They're tearing through that.
Tell us about, as you mentioned, 15 snaps a game, but you watch the game from the best seat in the house. Tell us about this football team, where it's going, what's going to happen this year.
You know what? I'm not going to lie and say we had a good season last year. We were absolutely awful. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But the thing is, we have a good core of players. And they did something which is unusual here for the last little while, is they maintained our team. We have some continuity. They left most of our coaching staff together and our players, because every year it seemed like we were overhauling and firing coaches.
6 head coaches and 8 special teams.
So now we got a great coach in Coach Burke. He was one of those coaches that didn't have to come in and demand respect. Everyone already had respect for him. And, a lot of us have bought into him just because we know how he is. He doesn't talk for the sake of talking. He talks because he has something to say. And that's something that we really appreciate. And like I said, we got a good core together. We got a good front office together, and our coaching staff's still intact, which is great. Casey Crean's back. We already know him and work well together. It's going to be good, and I'm excited to have Craig Dickinson on the staff.
And you've got to also be excited about a new place to play. That's an awesome stadium.
Yeah. It's like extreme makeover stadium edition. And if my time's up, I still get a sweet alumni room.
Thank you so much.
Hey, no problem.
And I'm glad that I'm the second guy in the career that actually interviewed you longer than 5 minutes.
Hey, I'm a big fan of Santa Claus, so you and me will get along.
Chris Vetkovich, the long snapper of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, who actually started his career playing against Bob Cameron, and this year will probably be snapping to Bob Cameron's son.
Yeah.
What goes around comes around. When we come back, we got lots more on the Huddle. Community created on Shaw TV. We're live at Danny and Bucks. Oh, hi. I can't get enough of this magazine. Scott Taylor with the axe. Jeremy Withings from the Transcona Nationals Midgets. Carl Volney, running back, Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Oh, it's What the Ref, and I'm with the ref, Dave Donaldson. It will be busy. This is The Huddle, community created on Shaw TV. That was a great show today. That was tremendous.
Keeps getting better and better.
Didn't you like Roxana Cox?
Wow.
What a great person
kidding.
she is. Just great fun. I remember
Where's Scott Taylor?
At River. What?
Get out of my way.
What's going on?
Scott Taylor. I've been on the show 3 times.
It's the axe.
I hear you talking smack about how I haven't brought you a hat or any swag.
True. That's true.
Got a hat for you. Got a hat for John.
Oh, right on.
Even got you a jersey.
Thanks, Axe.
No problem.
And Danny Duggan.
Nice to see you, Scott.
How are you? Should I put this on?
Nope.
What do I have to do?
You talked a lot of smack, Scott Taylor, about the axe and how I disrespected you.
Well, you did. You forgot to bring me a hat.
I brought you a hat now. Okay. Now you got to make it up to me.
What do I have to do?
Tell him, Danny.
Canadian Wrestling's elite is getting ready to rock and roll and strut and stroll, baby, into the Holy Cross Gymnasium Hall Sunday, April 14th, 3 p.m., featuring wrestling icon, former WWE superstar Big Van Vader.
Now, is the axe in this?
The axe is in it.
Hotshot Danny Duggan
Hotshot Danny Duggan will be there live and in person.
Then we'll all be there.
time.
Yeah.
It's time.
I don't care about Vader time. I want to see Duggan and Axe. Those are my favorites, always have been. And now I have a new Transcona Nationals hat.
There you have it.
So again, Sunday, April 14th, Holy Cross Gym.
That's right.
Tickets are well priced. Anybody can go.
That's right. Go to www.cwecanada.ca. All the ticket information's right there.
And for doing this, you're not going to level me.
You're good.
Okay, we're good.
You and I have to
okay.
talk.
Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh, this is The Huddle, community created on Shaw TV. Thanks, guys, for coming. Have a great show. We had a great show, and we'll see you all next week.
The opinions expressed on the program you have just watched are not necessarily those of Shaw Cable Systems or of this station. Through our access policy, we provide the opportunity for community groups and individuals to express their points of view.